Peace unto you, Israel. Peace unto you. This is the new Yesh from Israel, Hebrew on Island 2. Listen, I always say, unexpected video. And it is definitely unexpected. It's late. But you know what I say? It's not good to procrastinate because you never know what happens. Listen, I want to show you something on this computer. This is a new computer. I don't use it that much. And it's malfunctioning. It's frozen. So I can't even show it to you. And I was just gonna scrap the video, but something said, you know what? It's gonna be a little uncomfortable. I'm gonna show the video on my phone. I'm gonna rest it against it. You should be able to see it. Especially I want you to hear it. It's just really you gotta hear it. And what is it gonna talk about is, hold on. Yeah, this computer, I don't know what's the matter with it. I didn't do anything to it. Doesn't work. Anyway, the title is The Basest/Lowest of Men. And what sparked me, what sparked me to, let me put it here. What sparked me to make this video was because I was watching this video of this lady. She's a mixed woman. She's half Negro and half white, Caucasian. And she does a lot of videos in reference to how Negro women act. Like they act with an attitude, they're mad all the time, I don't have to explain. So she makes a lot of videos. And I watch her channel every once in a while, because I just study. So every once in a while I just drift off a little bit. So what I did was I watched some of them and I send a comment every once in a while. So she made a couple of videos and I sent some comments and my comments were deleted. But she was saying that she wasn't deleting them. So maybe I'm telling you, that YouTube is terrible. These computer AI robots and stuff like that, they see in New Year's from Israel, he might have to delete that shit. He's going to say something. So, I told her this comment, like she was in a panel of other Negro women. And they were like saying, some of the stigmas, the titles that they got, angry black woman and all this stuff like that, some of it is true, all of them think, but they paste it on all of us, and all of us is not like that, but that's what we got. So we have to individually, whatever. And this lady, she said that I watch her programs. She said, well, when they say angry black woman, I don't take offense to it because I'm individual. I make sure I do things right. I don't go around with nasty, mean, stinky attitudes, stuck-up attitudes. I ain't playing no more however they do it, or who you talking to, however those women do it. You know what I'm talking about. And then she was just trying to say just personal responsibility. There's no need to be like this and with that attitude and all that. And I said, I agree with you. I said, but. And when there's a but, they don't really like it. Only but. Anyway, when they hear but, they don't like it. So I say, yeah, listen, I agree with everything you say, but since a lot of people are politically correct, they don't want to hear anything that's really not politically correct. I don't really like my comment. I said, but I'm going to send it to you anyway, and you deleted it several times. She says, no, I didn't do it. So, maybe, they pick up Hebrew on the Island, my avatar is sending comments, they check it, even on other people's channels. So anyway, I didn't do it. And I told her, I said, listen, I agree with you with their attitudes, a lot of them, most of them maybe, but there's somebody else to blame. And since she's politically correct and since she's mixed, she has a Caucasian mother, they got sensitive, soft. And I said, no. I said, even though these Negro women got these attitudes and stuff like that, but I can understand because there's this thing called cause and effects. There's something called the origination. And that origination is called white superiority, institutional racism. They set this whole system, not just in America. You think it's just in America, it's all around the world to hate the Negro, to destabilize the Negro, to genocide the Negro, to take his identity, her possession, her lands, her name, her culture, and smash her into the ground every waking moment. And it is like that. I'm not exaggerating. Their actions show it. So, and I said, you look at the inner cities, filled with liquor stores, filled with demonic witchcraft churches. Schools are the worst. Books and equipment are the worst. Teachers are the worst. Gangs all around. And I said, you can keep thinking that just two Negro guys, let's make a gang, I don't like you and whatever. Think about it. The Crips are blue, the Bloods are red. You got Democratic blue, Republicans red, or vice versa. I don't know any of that shit. That's them. They make the gangs, just like Al Qaeda and all them things in the Middle East, fake Middle East. That is over. They made that to destabilize that area, overthrow the government, take all the money, the banks, the resources. That's what they do. It's the basis of men. When you read Job 9:24, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And a lot of you are politically correct. A lot of you, deep down really want to be Caucasian people. So guess what? That's your dream, to be a Caucasian. Because they're the best people. Yeah, right. They're the best people. And if I reveal their wickedness, then my dream is going to implode. And then that's going to be linked to me because I really want to be them. And I want to pat on the head from them. When the scriptures say, and the scripture is only Genesis to Malachi, scriptures say in Job 9:25, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. I'm going to read you Daniel chapter 4, a little bit of it. And they're going to tell you in this little video that I can't put here on this new Chromebook because I don't know why it's not working. So I got to show it on my phone because I want you to not see it, really hear it. This is one of them telling on them, and one of the higher-ups telling on them you didn't hear. And he's going to tell you such a crazy story. It's going to be about 30 minutes. It's going to be a crazy horror story he's going to tell, a crazy mystery, a satanic story. He's going to tell you all in one. I was amazed listening to it. So remember, my videos and my notes and my videos I share with you. And I sent this video title to that girl that has a YouTube that predominantly talks about how Negro women act, like they act not correct in society, and they exude a persona in the back of themselves bad to the world. And I told her, I said, drugs in the community, the Negroes and Latinos are no. The apex heathen is the drug mother, alien drug dealer. You don't believe it because that's your idol. That's your star, Hollywood star you like. No, won't never say anything bad about them. They are the drug dealers. How do you think they get these drugs into the country? You can't even bring a Swiss Army knife on a plane. But they can, how's tons and tons of drugs coming up from over here? Because they control everything. They control everything. They own everything. And it ain't all the people in the world for you niggas. It's a group of people that control it. And they got pale skin. And you don't want to admit it. But this pale skin is going to tell you it's them. And he's going to tell you how wicked they are. They are related to Satan. He's going to tell you, not me. It's not me. See, stop saying it's hate and I'm racist. Fair use, fair use. he's going to tell on them and on him. And you know what? I like him. I'll give him a break. He was a demon. He'll tell you he was a demon. And he's going to mention something about that New Testament that I've been telling you on this channel for the years that I've been on this Hebrew on the Island channel. The New Testament is wicked. It has witchcraft and sorcery in it. And this Caucasian pale man that's high up is going to tell you, oh, I read the Tanakh, I read the Quran, I read the Bible, but there's witchcraft in that Bible. I told you. That's why those Christians and Messianics are abominable witches and warlocks going to the volcano. They're idol worshippers. This Caucasian man is not even going to talk in depth about it. He's just going to talk about it. Read the Bible, but anyway, in that Bible, there's satanic shit in there. Talking about that New Testament. I told you. I know, maybe hearing it from pale skin, you believe it more. They rule the world. And somebody said, well, they ain't eat him. I didn't say they eat him. They didn't eat him. Edom is probably some dark Negro type hiding behind the curtain like in the Wizard of Oz and pulling the strings and stuff. We can't see him, so we can't blame Edom right now. I know them demon camps say Edom is the Caucasian guy. No, he's not. Edom is related to Jacob. Esau and Jacob are related. They spoke the same language, lived in the same place, had the same relative. You guys, it's crazy. You don't know scripture. But we don't see Edom. We see the pale guy doing all this wicked shit. And guess what? When you have bank robbers that rob banks, you got the guys that go into the banks with guns, but then you have the gateway guy that don't got a gun. He just got the cart, getting ready to drive them to a safe haven. He's equally cold. So it doesn't matter whether the Caucasian is Edom. And Obadiah 1:15, it says, the Most High is near to all the heathens. For what you have done, it will be done unto you. Your reward shall return on your own head. It's all of them. So you don't have to worry about making the pale guy eat him so that he won't escape. Moses said, the day of the Most High is near to all the heathens. He's going to get that smoke too. And we're the one that sees him and his wickedness. We don't see that Edom, Esau, dark guy hiding somewhere. He's super high. He must be Satan's chief comrade. But these they telling you they work with him. You guys probably, not you guys that actually watch my video, but you guys are spiritual, whatever. Yo, they believe spiritual stuff. You don't. You stupid. You're a bottom feeder. You don't know anything. You know Netflix and TikTok. They know the higher things. They're very spiritual, these demons. Because when you go up their ladder, the last thing is sacrifice. You know what they're sacrificing. And then you have to ask who they sacrifice, because they're spiritual. This is a spiritual battle that we're in. Israelites fear the Most High, keep his commandments, glory in his devotion to you, and have undivided loyalty to the Most High. The Ancient of Days, the one found in Exodus 3:14, who said, I am that I am, because this is a spiritual war that we're in. Punishment, captivity. And this guy's going to tell you about it. I want you to listen and watch it. I'm sorry, it's going to be on the phone, because this other computer, I don't know why, it's like brand new. I don't use it only a couple times. It doesn't work. I'm going to have to take it to get fixed. I didn't even do anything to it, and it's hardly ever even used. And I know this one is choppy, but it's been choppy lately, the audio. I ordered a mic, but with Amazon, I got a message today that the airplanes, they're having problems, like, it's backed up and it's problems. So, my packages are coming later, so I won't be able to work on this scratchy audio in and out thing for now. I hope you understand what's going on. I turned the fan off in the house so that you could hear my phone. And I'm going to plug this, this should make 30 minutes. It should. So listen, I want you to watch it. Listen what he says. He's gonna tell you some real crazy shit. And that's him. I'm gonna put fair use on this video before I start. And at the end he's gonna say, all people need to get together. No, this is not the Tower of Babel. The Israelites, he severed us from all the people, Leviticus 20. That's for the heathens, good morale talk. I just want you to understand that there's something aloft, wicked, and for real. And just because some of you don't believe it, they do it and they believe it. This is what empowers them. So when that lady that I was talking to you earlier, the half Negro and half white lady who critiques Negro women, I said, there's somebody to blame. Because that institutional racism is made by these demons. They control everything. They're wicked. All the Negro women going out, coming up missing. I'm telling you, just watch it. Let me read this first, little section, and then I'll start. Nobody's on this late. I know nobody would be on. You can watch this. When you watch it, believe you me, watch the whole 30 minutes of it. You haven't heard a story like this before. All right. I'm in Daniel in the Tanakh, not the New Testament. This is what I'm going to read you. Remember, the title of the video is the basis and the lowest of men revealed. Daniel chapter 4, I'm going to read from 10 to verse 14. In the vision of my mind in bed, I looked and saw a holy watcher coming down from heaven. He called loudly and said, hew down the tree, lop off his branches, strip off his foliage, scatter its fruit. Let the beasts of the field flee from beneath it, and the birds from its branches. Beneath the stump, with its roots in the ground, in fetters of iron and brass, in grass of the field, let him be drenched with the dew of heaven, and shares earth verdures with the beast. Let his mind be altered from that of a man. They're talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Moses is going to make him a beast, like for 7 years, because, he tried to rise up against the Most High. And even though he's a heathen, heathens are not. You do exactly what the Most High says. So the Most High put the beast mode on him. Let him be drenched with the dew of heaven and share earth's verdures with the beast. Let his mind be altered from that of a man, and let him be given the mind of a beast. And let 7 seasons pass over him. This sentence is decreed by the watchers. This verdict is commanded by the Holy One, so that all creatures may know that the Most High is sovereign over all the realm of man. And he gives it to whom he wishes. And he may set over it even the lowest of men. The Most High set over the world the lowest of men. This guy in this video is getting ready to tell you he's one of the lowest of men. And he used to work with the lowest of men, who's still running this earth, doing all type of abominable things that you couldn't even imagine. And like I told that lady that critiques Negro women, I said, there's somebody to blame. Yes, there's some self-blaming needs to be involved. But you have to look at cause and effect. High unemployment, abortion clinics, no man in the house, welfare. Everything's to destabilize. Drugs, gangs, liquor stores, high unemployment, bad schools, unemployment terrible, and et cetera, on and on and on. Gentrification and this and that, this and that. That leads to a destable community. That leads to mental stress. The Negroes have never recovered from the stress of the slavery captivities that we were in until now. They never gave us rest. They never gave us reparations. They never gave us any reprieve. They just said, nigga, you lazy. Pick up your boots by your bootstraps. Pick up your pants by your bootstraps and stop being lazy. Super predator, monkey, and blah. So we never rest from that mental torture. He put the basis of men in charge, you will see it. So when you keep reading Job 9:24, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, it is, and he's going to tell you. Do you really believe or you don't believe? This is a spiritual thing going on. All right, let me put this and we'll start. You know, this was an unexpected video, but this one, when I saw that interview, I said, they got to see this. This is great. Fair use, YouTube, AI, robots. Fair use. I'm showing a video that's on your YouTube. Fair use. Get mad with them. They telling on you. Don't get mad with me. All right, watch this video. Remember what I told you? This is this rich banker. This rich banker called Ronald Bernard. He's with them. John Abel. Yeah, don't get close to the world, John. This rich banker is going to tell you, disconnect. The Most High has been telling you, disconnect from the world. You got a heathen on this thing I'm getting ready to show you. He tells you at the end, disconnect. They're wicked. But you don't believe me. The heathen. You probably believe him, who's an insider. He's going to tell you how wicked they are. There's somebody to blame, and I told you. I'm going to blame the Negro because you have an evil eye towards the Negro. Yes, certain things you can blame on him, but the big mothership, big problem comes from him. And yes, it does. And a lot of you are mad because you kind of want to be pale skins. That's your problem. That's your dream in your life, to be Caucasian. So if you tag them as being wicked and evil, like the devil that the Bible speaks, then your dream explodes. So, no, they ain't evil. Everybody's evil. No. Most High made evil beasts to control the earth. Job 9:24. And the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And don't say it's everybody. Oh, it's only the 10%. No, it's not. Because they hire people from the masses who they think when somebody dies or they kill off another, they pick another one from the middle class, low class, whoever they deem correct. They'll take somebody from an orphanage. From their types. Stop being so weak. Loving the people that hate you. Believe me, it's going to be worth your while. Watch the whole 30 minutes of it. And hopefully it's loud enough. Here we go. Let me put it up. Okay, it's up.
And all the other people as well. Thank you for being here all in presence. I see you all in a way like representing all the citizens of this world.
Hold on.
You're just a few here if you compare it with the 7 billion, but you are all representing the human being on this earth. And after having my hell ride 1 hour with my sister here, it's quite heavy to start. I have to admit that. I didn't prepare anything. I just go with the flow. Thank you for the introduction. It is what it is. I was on both sides as a child and later as a perpetrator. I have to start with the birth of a human being. The awareness I share is the awareness I have now. It's sometimes maybe a bit confusing later on when I start to express myself and explaining things, giving a testimony about things, because I do it with the awareness I have now. And most of the things I was not aware of in the past. I discovered things step by step. But to begin with the birth, this is a universal thing. It is when we are born, I start to discover we are so connected with the source of life, what I call the creator of heaven and earth. We are pure. We are manifesting the God, being the son or the daughter. We are the light. On the moment we arrive, everything is fine. Okay, there are always exceptions that you can say, okay, there is a malfunction in the body, nobody is perfect and so on. But the light is there, it's manifesting. Then we enter the program of this world. And this is not a new program, it's a very old program. It's a Luciferian program. That means they start to raise us up through our beloved father and mother, if you have one, in a program to end up in the slavery system we have. Because we are just a source to use. We are the value, we are the light, and they want to suck it completely. Screwing the orange completely, sucking everything out, throw it away. Once they call this the American system. The American system. You consume it and you throw it away. And that's what's happening on this planet. It's going through your parents, they love you, they want to take care of you, they put you in the vaccine programs with a lot of chemicals to damage your immune system, it's in the school system, it's everywhere to be the perfect slave. There is another thing, and that's more about my story. When I was born, just a bit later on, I started to discover that I was born in a family with a father and mother who were heavily damaged during the Second World War. These were not real developed people, they were heavily damaged. And because of that, my first 9 years on Earth were that heavy that I start to realize that if there is a heaven and earth, I was born in hell. Because it was not heaven on earth at all. It was hell. My mother was not able to defend me, and my father figured out that he couldn't hit my mother. She was so heavily abused and damaged that it doesn't matter for her. So to hit her, I was the firstborn. Because he knew that my mother, for the first time, was able to love a human being, and that was me. So the best way to hit her was hitting me. So brutal that I started to copy his behavior. I was, in that period of my life, it was not a common expression, but I was one of the first terrorists on earth, beating up everyone on school. I was really terror. That was picked up by organizations who protect children. So there was an investigation coming up. And they start to discover my situation, and my court, they put me in a place where they protect heavily damaged children. It was a Catholic accommodation, and they really, really loved children. And they didn't have Vaseline to make it a bit more smoothie. this is how I start to discover what it is to have sexual games on me. I didn't know what sex was. And they did this for 2 years. Very intense, not only with me, but it was with all the children. First year was most hell, and then you get this fuck up with yourself as well, because after being through all this pain and tortures, with, well, I save you the details. It's well, if you know everything, you really like to kill humans, and I was going in that way, in that direction. To survive all this, the first 11 years and the last 2 years was really screaming to go back to the other hell. That one was actually better than the second hell. One of the mechanisms we have in our human being the light, is on the moment you are going through hell, you get disconnected. One way or the other, it is a miracle. So your body is still moving around with everything they are doing, but you're not there. You are there, but not there. Disconnected. That's the way how we survive all this horror. Even they put plastic bags on you and you're choking, and no. Sometimes you go out of the body and you see yourself. It's the way how you start to develop being sensitive in other dimensions. Actually, on your way home, back to the source. When I was coming out of this 11 years, I was completely an adult. An adult who was back inwards, locking myself up in an bunker, not having any attention to be damaged once again by humans, and I was full of hate, meaning full of poison. And I was ready to go in this world to destroy every human being I can get a hold on, grip on. So coming out of this mess, my mother was in the meanwhile divorced. She was left alone in a little caravan, hungry. I started to take care of my mother in a strange way, because she was also betraying me. She couldn't save me. So actually, I'm a bit fucked up in the past, and later on in life I need really healing, and I'm healed. Still, it's quite difficult to give this testimony. But on the moment I came out, I grew up taking care of my mother, meaning I start to be criminal. I have no affection or reason to follow orders or rules or whatever. I was liberating myself from this madhouse and starting to do nasty things in my youth already. I was playing with other children, being soldier, and I chose to be a Nazi on purpose. And I was making this march through the houses where all the old people are living, where they take care of the old people, and I knew they were out of the war. And I did it on purpose. I really start to beat people, to traumatize people because of my hate. Once I nearly killed an adult in that period. In school, same mess. My English was not developed on school. I was always kicked out. I had my diplomas, but I paid for them. Fuck you all. That was my mentality. So I became an independent entrepreneur, and I covered everything I wanted to do because I wanted to destroy, so that means I needed a lot of money. To get access to money, you need to deal. So in the front, I created companies like car dealer, import-export, even a fashion line distributing nice clothes for women. You know, it was all covers for the deeper things I did. That was being involved in criminal activities. And I have to tell one thing. All the criminal beings on this world, the normal criminals, so to speak, they hate only one thing, and that's pedophiles. It's only one thing. They can do whatever they want, but on the moment you're talking about child abuse, they explode. They really straight want to kill. That's the world was in, criminals. I have to go back also about the pedophile thing, because she told me that there were investigations about pedophiles and all the humans who are doing horrible things with children, that they assume they are completely dead to do this and that they need this extreme pulses to have something going on. Based on my own experience, I really start to believe it's actually a knowing, because it was also about my own story, that you're still alive. Even you do the horrible things on this planet, you're still alive. I recognize this, and I tell you more about my horrors I created. But the horrors they created on children, they are still alive. Their light is still in them. They're human. The love is still in them. But it's like mine, locked, completely locked in a bunker, atomic bunker. And they are afraid of the adults. They stop, their life was stopping like my life, but they are pure. And I'm not defending them, because I think everybody is responsible for their acts on this planet. But they need a gate, they need a bridge to come over. And I want to invite all the people on this planet to come over this bridge of forgiveness. Because there is a whole army of people who want to take care of them, to heal. And of course, there are consequences of coming forward, but it's doable. The point is, they're locked up in their cells, they don't trust adults, and they're still human. In a way, they are human, and they need also affection. And the most safest way to get a bit of affection is through animals or children. I'm not talking now about the satanic part, about the normal part. So, one way or the other, in every human, I believe there is a child who is partly locked or completely locked, because we're running through a program. So in a way, who can proclaim on this earth, on this moment, that he is fully the being he was when he is born? Who can claim this? Who can proclaim this on this moment? Who is fully the light represented on earth? Who is the original being, without of being programmed, without of being hurt, without of being manipulated? The horror we are facing today is our horror. Because the world we are facing today is not because of the perpetrators, the perpetrators. It's about the billions of people who are doing nothing. And it's not pleading guilty. No. It's about being unaware. Having said that, I developed myself in a criminal way, covered by shiny import, export, and so on.
Listen to him.
So I got, on a young age, I'm talking about roughly around 20, I had already these shiny things like cars you can only afford when you are rich. Start playing with, I played the Hollywood show, like the succeeded businessman when I was 20. And then most of them say, he has rich parents, of course, because otherwise how can you afford this? But out of all this business, I started also be involved in currency trading of who was not with tax black money. So I started to be making a little bit of business with money. And then one of the guys in Brussels, who was one of my partners in dealing with currencies, said, hey, you are run around the clock daily with all your business and activities. Why don't you go in the money trading? We have license available and we can make a deal. And we did this through offshores, like nothing on your name. And it could be a nice career for you. There was one condition, a warning ahead. You have to put your conscience in the freezer in minus 100 degrees. And I said, no problem. Hey, I'm nearly dead, so no problem. So I became, step by step, a servant of the big money, step by step. It was still taking some years to come in the higher regions. And I get more and more excitements, like from Russia, Secret Service. They printed better dollars, American dollars, than the American dollars who were circulating from the Federal Reserve. Better quality. And they were printed, made in the USSR. And we get the assignment, we get our commissions, and we get the assignment to dump this in the market through bigger drug dealers, people who are dealing with weapons, all kind of criminal activity. Because that was a smoothie way to get all these huge amounts of dollars in the market through the illegal channels floating around. And afterwards it was just a part of the game to have an economic war from Russia, USSR in that time, with America. And in the opposite way they did the same. But I didn't know that in that time. So as a youngster, like 24, 25, I was already messing around with economic wars worldwide. So after all these assignments, they start to spot you. Like, hey, here's a bright guy, he's always knowing his way, like hustling here, hustling there, playing with the rules. And then they start to invite you more and more for higher assignments. Then you start to work for banks, independent. You're doing the dirty work for central banks, for multinationals, for governments, for what they call now terrorist organizations, and all secret services. Hey, secret services? Yes. And then on top, like the peach or the fruit of the cake, churches. Wow, you get the whole palette where the money floats, the big money. And you get the invitation to join in these circles to move all the money they want to move worldwide to to start wars, to start all the misery in this planet. Because there is nearly no misery on this planet in a natural way. Most of them is created. Because they keep the system running, because it's a dualistic system. They make the money only because when it's dualistic. And if we have all the sheeps, this energy containers they use only to suck, if they are asleep, fine, you can do whatever you want. This is also the mentality of the elite. Well, they are not elite. They are not elite. The people I worked for in the end of the days, you're talking roughly about 8,500 people on this world who run the show. And they are like who I was, completely afraid, nearly dead, filling up the holes daily, never enough, surfing the monster of greed, the monster of more. And there comes Lucifer in the end. Because we are talking here about interdimensional things.
He worked with Satan.
8,500 became my friends. Because it was really coming home. First time in my life I start to be with humans who understand me and I understood them. Because most of them were going through the same hell. They did it in a different way, different bloodlines, but they have also a lot of misery in their lives. Electric caves are a normal thing in the education of this kind of societies. This is not about humans. This is about a very evil dark force who really enjoy to destroy all life on this planet, and it's still on. And I was enjoying them as well. I really, and I don't say it with regret because I'm going back now in time, otherwise it's a fake. I really enjoyed it to have the opportunity to destroy all humans and all life on earth. Nature was nothing. It was to be destroyed. We were hating everything what represents life, what represents the creator of heaven and earth. Don't take this very light. You can't imagine, I understand that, not all can understand this, but this is going on till today. In the end, because I can give you all the details about everything I did in this world, like indirectly I was killing people. Like you are in a stealth bomber, dropping bombs. I did this financial wise as missions, like destroying temporarily the economy of Italy. And then later on, when you are in the financial market, you listen to the people who are involved and they have a big laugh because some people were killing themselves because their companies were destroyed and they left behind women with children. And we have only a laugh about it. We joined it. That's the world I come out. My turning point was that I was so good in everything I did with my team that I was, in their opinion, ready for the last stage to be invited in sacrifice of children. That hits me. That was really going through my bunker. I couldn't handle it. It was hitting me. I didn't go there. And I started to malfunction. And my whole career falls apart. Then because I go briefly through this one because you also can see my interviews, they notice this. Then they start to take me out of the system for a while, start torturing me. And they want, because everything is in offshore, they want everything back because I own them, because I made everything through them. And they keep reminding me on the contract I signed. I didn't sign with blood. If I was signing with blood, that was the next stage, I was dead already. But this was a sort of gentleman agreement. I still keep it, and I always keep it, about not mentioning names of persons, companies, and so on. And I'm a man of word. If I give my word, I will give my word forever. And if it's in the dark side or in the light side, doesn't matter for me. So I came out, finally, and you can see it in the interviews. And then, on the end, my body was breaking down, heart attack, hospital, and then then I have also out of body experience again to see what they were doing with me, and then back in the body, the first thing I saw was my mother crying, like he is alive again. Then I ran through several private hospitals for a year to recover of all the damage, even have to set my back straight again. Then I was for another 8 years completely off the screen, hiding in several countries on fake identities. And after the period of 9 years, because we have the agreements, even I gave them all what they want, I was still afraid because they promised me to kill the whole bloodline. So my wife and my children in that time were also escaping, also hiding, but separate from me. So in 9 years being undercover completely, of that experience, I noticed how it is to miss your children. It's horrible to have a child dead, but not knowing where your child is a bit more torture. So after 11 years, finally I met my oldest son in that time, and I was recovering, and I started to build up a relation with life. I started to study theological way, studying the Quran, the Torah, the so-called Bible, because that's more or less document. There are some satanic pieces involved. And I started to meet the creator of heaven and earth, and that saved my life because he was the first.
All right. I just wanted you to hear that last part too. He said he read see, it was just me and you and son of Yah. Tavex. Listen, if you came in, son of Yah, I don't know when you came in, watch it from the beginning. I put this video out because this guy came from an orphanage, because a lot of you niggas try to say, oh no, it's just the rich elite. They took him because those rich ones go into these orphanages, they own them and whatever, and you know what they do. He told you what they do. Told you he's like an evil demon, but now he's transformed. And he's telling on them, and they tell on each other from time to time. There's no loyalty between thieves and demons. So he's revealing it, because like he said, when it was time for him to move out where you got to do them sacrifice, he said, nah, I ain't doing that. They want to destroy people. And you kind of think, oh, it's just no, it's not. And stop thinking it's just the rich people of the pale faces. Now he'll go into an orphanage and take a protege from down at the bottom. Stop thinking it's just the rich. No. Job 9:24, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who has controlled this earth? All the problems, you can blame it on somebody. Stop. Oh, it's the nigger. He's just lazy and shiftless. He's a predator. He's a drug. No, he's not. That demons it is. There's a cause and effect. And you guys want to not factor in the cause and effect. The cause, they're the cause. And the effect is, now you got Negroes making gangs and drugs, selling drugs, in prison, and all. That's the effect of the cause of them. And you don't want to put it. And yes, I know the cause is called Deuteronomy 28. He's going to bring, it's Ezekiel 7, he's going to bring the worst of the heathens to possess our houses. He's going to send us into the hands of our enemies, to a foolish and no people in Deuteronomy 32. And this is what hopefully he was a poster child of it. It says in Daniel 4:7, that's why, son of Yah, I don't know if you've seen the first part of it, but see what I said in the beginning. In Daniel 4:7, the Most High says, he puts in the KJV, it says the bases of men. In the Tanakh, it says the lowest of men in charge. That's your heathen. That's your apex heathen. Stop mixing Negroes into that. I'm not sticking up for them. He's right, and I admit you are responsible for your actions, but there's a cause of the actions. So you're both. They're the actual bank robbers that come in with the guns, and the niggas that want to sell drugs and do all that, they're the getaway guys. And guess what? All of them get wasted by the Most High in the end. But there's a cause, and you guys don't want to mention it because it's your dream to be them secretly, probably. So if they're your dream, you can't tell them your dream. You can't blame everything on your dream because then your dream is not good. So you keep your mouth shut, say it's that shiftless nigga over there. Look at them nigga drug dealers over there. They doing it. But you won't look at the big picture. You're one-dimensional. And you want to keep your dream alive, like Martin Luther King. Nah, they good. The guy, Bob, mows my lawn. Betty brings me some hot cookies and gives it to me on my lunch. So they're good. Oh, no, they're not. You got a handful, 10%, 5% out of the whole bunch. The percentage is too small. He tells you they work with the demons. Because then when you go higher up, you got little ones. You know good. Yo, be honest, Hebrew. How many more videos I got to show you that there's somebody to blame? Yes, it's a given that you Negroes are hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious, and 2/3 you're going to get the smoke. I'm not saying that you ain't, as soon as Moses goes up on Mount Sinai, Mount Horeb, you making golden idols and having orgies. I ain't saying you ain't doing that, but that's the 2/3 of you niggas. He's going to waste you niggas. We need you wasted. But there's a devil elf working with the head devil. And he was one of them. He's telling you about it. And you keep saying he doesn't exist, kind of, or no, everybody's not. Get out of here. You got your drugs in your neighborhood, the Bloods and Crips in your neighborhood, and Latin Kings and all of them in your neighborhood because they make them, they pay them, they give them the guns, they make them sell and buy guns, they do all that shit. And you want to say, oh, it's the nigga over there. No! Here at Hebron Island too. No. We're going to say the whole thing. And hopefully this was edifying to you. Like, no, not even edifying, eye-opening to you. Let me see what's going on here. We got John Abel. The closer you get to the world, the more evil it becomes. It's more evil than you even imagine, John. They hid everything. I'm saying, Sheik, it's so sad. I'm experiencing something like that now. But I don't know what you're experiencing, but I'll pray for you. I don't know what to pray for, but I'll pray for you. I'll put my email in here at the bottom. Type in here, and if you want to send me an email, I'll get back to you on it. And listen, that word El, remember, see, that's why here at He on Island 2, I just stick with Ancient of Days, the Most High, the one in Exodus 3:14 who said, I am that I am, is she in, because El is the Greek god of like Saturn. That's what the deities, like, and he told you, if you listen to the video again, he tells you, oh, I read the Tanakh, I read the Quran first, I read the Tanakh, then I read the Bible, but you know in that Bible there's some witchcraft. Yo, they got you in the second commandment. You know, a lot of people, and I had to be corrected too. Yo, I'm not beyond being corrected. You know, in my videos, I'm talking about that JC guy, but I just say his name. And you know, the second commandment, you know, sometimes things go over, or you get too hyped up. You know, you can forget a little bit. That's why we have to be together, Tav, becoming one, in purity. Yo, don't say that guy JC, because it says in the second commandment, have no other God's name in your mouth. He's a God. He's a demon, small G God. Demon. Got the keys to hell and death. Most I don't want you saying his name. I said his initials, JC, or that bloody guy on the cross. Whatever. I ain't saying his name. And El, look it up. The ancient El, like a Canaanite, Phoenician type of Saturn god, El. And then they just mixing everything in. And like that guy told you on his interview, oh, he read the Quran, he read the Tanakh, and in that Bible there's spells and witchcraft. He said it. That's why I don't deal with that. I tell you, you don't deal with that. Deal with your Tanakh. Anyway, this was a video that wasn't meant to be, but I want to share that, showing you that the basis of men, the lowest of men, the devil that the Bible speaks of, is running the earth. His kind is running the earth. Stop throwing everybody in the barrel with them. Nope. They ain't the Israelite types. They ain't working with us. And if you think this is spiritual, you don't think that they know that we're the Israelites? That's why we haven't come out of this captivity. That's why our people keep sinning, because they're going to make it their business to keep you sinning, keep you not knowing who you are, so the Most High can keep being mad with you. You don't realize that. This is a spiritual battle. These niggas are demons. I keep saying that the devil that the Bible speaks of, he keeps saying, no, because Betty Carrot brings me some hot chocolate cookies for lunch every once a month. She's not bad. They're not bad. You bad, nigga. That's what you guys, you got to eat by for the brother. But this heathen just told you that they work in that devil realm. How many more videos do I have to make to tell you? There's somebody that's involved with your downfall, that's your sin, that keeps you in sin. And he works real close with Hasatan. Anyway, let me hit the heart again. Amen. Bums keep. Yeah, call him Mr. J. Call him Mr. J. I call him JC, or the bloody guy on the cross. That guy, that fake demon. So, anyway, I hope, John, everything is cool. What I'll do is I'm gonna put my email address, and if you want, you can contact me. I can pray for you. I could pray for you, and if not, I'll just put a general prayer for you. You don't have to, or anything like that. You don't have to, but I'll put a general prayer for you in tonight, and we have to trust the Most High. You know, if you're fearing Him, listen. If you have Joshua 24, undivided loyalty to the Most High, He delights in that. He delights in when you don't glory in your wisdom, you don't glory in your strength, you don't glory in your riches, but you glory in the devotion that you have for him, and he delights in that. And he'll lessen those tests he's giving you, trials, afflictions he's giving you, or even take them away. But we got to be all in. We got to be on that old path. The conclusion of the whole matter, the sole purpose of man is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. All right, I'll let you go. All right, I'll send you an email. I feel like I'm swearing, saying his name. I ask for again if it's listen, like I said, put it in your mind. You know what? Listen, you remember you have to go to work. You ain't late most of the time. You ain't late because you're going to remember, because you know there's a consequence from that. Or something else important like your job, or like going to court. They sent you things waiting in court. You're going to get the verdict of not appearing, contempt of court, and they're going to put your butt to jail or fine you. So you got to remember that. So what I'm telling you, son of Yah, remember the JC. It's important because you offend the Most High. Don't offend him. He understands that, since we've been trained by that pale demon who works along with Satan, you could say he doesn't, that because your neighbor and 10 other of them pale faces are nice to you, that you think the group is nice. Nope, they work for Satan. That's why they don't protect you. That's why they don't go to Congress and say, stop shooting them, tell the cops stop shooting them. Stop doing this. Stop gentrifying their neighborhood. Stop doing it. You don't see them because they down with it. And when one of those elites pass away or whatever, they'll go in an orphanage or a trailer park or a regular Sears, find a salesperson and put them in if they like them enough. Listen, put all of them in a barrel. It's just more easier and safer that way. So just remember, just like, if you go to work late or you were late already twice, the boss said, yo, you're going to remember. You're like, yo, I'm getting in trouble. But just think about it. You're breaking the second commandment. Now, I know we're not perfect. We live in this wicked, wicked world, but there's some things that you could try to improve on. And the Most High wants you to improve on it. So don't really use any excuses. Put it in the forefront. That's why he tells you the Shema. The Shema. Hear, O Israel, your God is one. Love him with all your might, heart, and strength. Put these in the frontal part of your mind. Put them in your doorpost and teach them to your kids. Because he wants you to remember it. And that in Hebrew is Shema Israel, Ye Eloheinu, Ye Ahad, Ve'ahavta, Eya Elahavkab. B'kol lebabka uptikol, nefashka uptikol Mordecai, Ve'ayu habedarim, Hedale, Asher Nuk Mishapta, Hayom lebabka. That means, hear, O Israel, listen to me. Anyway, this is a new Yesh from Israel. I introduced you to the devil. And you kind of know who he was anyway. Stop forgetting. Stop blaming your brother for everything. Let him help him.